Tempest Rising, Campaign Overview, Part 1.
The events of Tempest Rising take place in an alternate timeline of Earth. Although the world resembles our own, history diverged dramatically during the Cuban Missile Crisis, creating a future unlike the one we know. In 1962, the Cuban Missile Crisis escalated into a nuclear World War III, devastating much of Earth. In the aftermath, fissures opened across the irradiated planet, releasing the mysterious Tempest plant. Its immense energy potential helped humanity rebuild, but control of the resource soon became a source of global tension. In 1988, the Global Defense Force emerged from the remnants of the Allied nations, while the Tempest dynasty formed from nations devastated by the war. The GDF viewed Tempest as a resource for rebuilding and maintaining peace. The dynasty considered it their birthright and restitution for the destruction they had suffered. By 1997, years of uneasy peace had given way to escalating tensions. When the dynasty launched attacks against GDF Tempest harvesting operations in Europe, the rivalry became open warfare. The struggle for control of Tempest had begun, starting the conflict that became known as the Tempest War.
In 1997, routine GDF Tempest harvesting operations in Fljótsdalshérath, Iceland, suddenly went silent as communications across the region failed. Suspecting deliberate interference by the dynasty, the GDF dispatched a task force to investigate, restore harvesting operations, and eliminate any hostile forces encountered. The operation began with an airborne insertion, but dynasty anti-aircraft fire scattered the assault force across enemy territory. After regrouping the surviving troops, the commander destroyed several SAM sites, rescued a stranded squad of grenadiers, and fought through a series of enemy outposts while uncovering evidence of a growing dynasty presence in the region. The GDF eventually reached a stranded mobile construction vehicle and established a forward operating base. With Tempest harvesting restored and reinforcements secured, the commander launched a coordinated assault against the dynasty's primary stronghold, breaching its defenses and destroying its construction yard. The victory restored GDF control over the Icelandic harvesting sector and marked the opening engagement of the Tempest War, revealing that the dynasty's ambitions extended far beyond isolated raids on Tempest fields.
General, GDF is destroying the bridges to cut off our reinforcements. There's a hostile garrison between your units and the nearby village.
In Croatia, GDF forces had pushed into dynasty territory, captured a dynasty base, and established their own Tempest harvesting operation. A newly promoted general was ordered to retake the base and recover the Tempest resource for the dynasty. Dynasty forces faced stiff resistance from the GDF occupation force. After retaking the base, Dynasty technicians reactivated the Tempest rig, allowing it to resume harvesting the valuable resource. Local militia loyal to the Dynasty also joined the fight. About the time the rig had gathered a substantial amount of Tempest, GDF reinforcements moved into the area. The Dynasty withdrew from the area with the rig rather than risk losing the precious Tempest resource. The rig ultimately reached the Dynasty's naval transport and was secured for safekeeping.
Primary objective accomplished.
Rig secured. Well done, General. Let's get your troops out of there.
In Iceland, Global Defense Force positions came under renewed assault as Dynasty forces established a foothold within GDF-held territory. In response, a rapid reaction task force was mobilized and dispatched with orders to relieve the besieged outpost and expel the incursion. The fighting was severe, but the outcome was not in doubt. GDF forces secured the base and resumed Tempest harvesting operations, though the Dynasty continued to exploit nearby fields, denying the Global Defense Force uncontested control of the region's resources. The response was decisive. An engineering detachment seized the enemy's Tempest rig outright, stripping the Dynasty of a critical extraction point. GDF forces then advanced on the Dynasty outpost itself, where 4 fortified silos anchored the enemy's remaining harvesting capacity. Their destruction broke what little economic footing the dynasty retained in the region. With its foothold eliminated, the dynasty's presence in Iceland collapsed. The Global Defense Force held the field, its resource operations secured, and the region's Tempest firmly under its control.
Following the successful reclamation of Tempest resources in the Balkans, Dynasty Command turned its attention to a newly reported crisis. A GDF naval sortie had captured a Dynasty base near the Black Sea. Command's priorities were clear: reclaim the base and extract the prisoner before GDF could exploit what he knew. Dynasty forces advancing on the compound encountered stealth anti-tank mines along the approach bridges, neutralized by technicians trained to detect and disarm such devices. Beyond the bridges, resistance stiffened. The GDF garrison was cleared, and the construction yard was secured, restoring the base to Dynasty control. With the perimeter fortified, the informant was recovered, his intelligence denied to the Global Defense Force.
Emergency evac protocol. Let's move.
The VIP is on the move. Disable that vehicle. Don't let it leave.
The operation reaffirmed a broader truth: no foothold taken from the Dynasty would go uncontested for long.
To the south.
HQ, come in. We have the informant. VIP secured.
Commander, Captain Cragen, I have boots on the ground. The rest of the squad, though, I saw them go down toward the west.
In 1997, Global Defense Force operations extended into central China, where a Dynasty installation was identified as holding intelligence of considerable strategic value. Under cover of darkness, a small task force was paradropped near the base, tasked with infiltration, extraction of the data, and a swift withdrawal. The drop did not go according to plan. Scattered by high winds on landing, the squad found itself divided, and several personnel were captured by Dynasty patrols before they could regroup. Reconnaissance assets were called in to track enemy movement and guide the effort to recover the missing.
Sniper ready. Intel acquired. Let's get to the extraction point.
Escort the sniper to the Sky Crane.
Undetected, a designated sniper evaded Dynasty defenses and located the captured personnel, eliminating the guards holding them at gunpoint. With the squad reunited, remaining engineers were freed, and the Dynasty construction yard was seized and held against a determined counterattack.
Who's our guy? Hold it there! Loaded.
Base attack.
You got a name? Active camo engaged. Stay out of sight.
Primary objective accomplished.
We have a problem. The data transfer will need time to complete. Hold the base. Do not let it fall.
Let's see what he's been up to. Protect that research center at all costs, General.
With the Global Defense Force driven from the Black Sea and a valuable informant secured, Dynasty Command received a Priority 1 directive from Domovoy Molchalin himself. Dynasty forces were redirected to Slovakia, where an abandoned Dynasty research base was to be reactivated amid rising GDF activity in the region. The task force's mandate was clear: escort the recovered informant safely to the research center, restore the facility to operational status, and hold the position while critical data was transferred. The defense proved demanding. As preparations concluded, GDF forces launched a sustained assault, targeting the base from multiple directions. Dynasty units repelled wave after wave, methodically dismantling the surrounding GDF infantry, vehicle, and air installations to blunt the offensive at its source. 18 minutes into the siege, with the research base still standing and the transfer complete, the Global Defense Forces assault broke. Poprad remained in Dynasty hands, and the intelligence gathered at Krasnodar had reached its destination.
That's it. They're retreating, General. I have reinforcements en route to fortify the base. We're not losing it again. And data transfer complete. Good work. Let's get you out of there.
The
Tempest dynasty launched a coordinated offensive across Europe, catching the Global Defense Forces' western border largely unprepared and forcing a rapid reassessment of the region's defenses. As frontline positions in Germany collapsed under the assault, reinforcements were ordered to hold the line at Munich, the next position in the dynasty's path. The defense that followed proved immediate and unrelenting. Assault waves struck the city's command post from the north, east, and west in rotation, while anti-aircraft emplacements ringing Munich denied any hope of reinforcement from the air. Defending forces held their ground under sustained pressure, methodically destroying the enemy's air defenses to reopen the skies above the city. With the way cleared, aerial assets were brought online and the detachment was airlifted directly into contested territory to eliminate the last of the anti-aircraft positions guarding the eastern approach. With the final defenses destroyed, air support arrived, and the dynasty's offensive at Munich was broken, securing the Global Defense Forces position in western Germany.
Targeting systems online. Caution, enemy units approaching.
Eyes on target. We'll take it from here.
Anticipating a dynasty assault from the south, Global Defense Force Command concentrated its defences along its southern border, fortifying the expected approach from dynasty headquarters. The true objective was a weapons research facility in Brussels, Belgium, deep within Global Defense Force territory, far from the southern border GDF forces had fortified. The attack came from the north instead. The attacking force established a foothold and moved quickly to secure the surrounding Tempest resources, building strength before turning toward the city's defences in earnest. 2 fortified support bases guarding the research facility were identified and reduced in turn, denying the Global Defense Force any prospect of reinforcement.
Experimental ground weapons base destroyed.
A specialist attached to the assault force made contact with hazardous materials stored at one installation, triggering a chain reaction that devastated the position from within. With the surrounding defences broken and a communications relay in the area silenced, the assault turned on the research facility itself. Its destruction dealt a severe blow to the Global Defense Force's war effort, and Brussels fell under dynasty control.
Fine work, General. Talk to me when you return.